Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. We have a very
Hi.
special surprise for you today. Carly is not here, but we have Danny here, our editor, and it is great to see you. Thank you for jumping
Hello.
into the rotation and helping us out.
Absolutely. For those that are seeing this, I've got a coworker, an unexpected chimpanzee picture on the wall because I'm not at home. This is not my home decor.
Well, we will forgive you. I have enough strange things in the background of my. If I would spend the whole episode just trying to explain what all that stuff is.
All the bric-a-brac.
Uh, well, while we're giving folks a few seconds to jump in, let's see. We've got a few people in the chat already, and it looks like Ulysses Torres is excited to hear about the Universal Kids Resort and that Perito puppet in the Puss in Boots puppet show, which we will be definitely talking about because I got some questions about that for sure. And also up early in the chat is Orange Blossom and Tails. Welcome, folks. Always good to see you too. We'll just give it a few more seconds to see if anyone else wants to jump in. I'll have one last sip of my coffee.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. Still recovering from the flight. So.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We drove back yesterday from a little camping trip, which we'll talk a little about. And yeah, I'm moving a little slow today too. All right. Well, we got some folks watching, so why don't we kick this thing off in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I'm Seth.
Annie.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Danny, thank you so much for joining us. Carly couldn't be here this morning. She'll be back soon. I appreciate you jumping in. And, well, the main story is what you've been up to lately. But other than that, what have you been up to lately?
Definitely recovering. Had a kind of low-key weekend catching up on things and celebrating Father's Day with my husband,
Nice.
dad, and we're getting ready for a big lifestyle change. I'm born and raised here in Orlando. Everybody I grew up with moved away, so I was the last. My parents are moving back into town over the next. That's what I'm dealing with right now after recovering from Universal Kids Resort.
Wow, that's a lot. We might be having a little bit of internet issue on either your end or my end because there are a few dropouts there. If you hear me dropping out, let me know, and maybe we can do something about it. But we'll just plug forward. I got to spend a really interesting long weekend at the Westgate River Ranch Resort and Rodeo. Say that 10 times fast. Which is about, depending on how the traffic is on the turnpike, either an hour and a half or 2 hours, kind of south of Orlando. It's on the Kissimmee River, and if you look at a map, the Kissimmee River goes all the way from up near Disney World, way south to the south center of the state. Huge river of water, and this is a gorgeous piece of nature. The ranch, the resort, I think has been around for well over 100 years, but it's been part of the Westgate family for about 25 years or so, I think. Since the early 2000s.
Right.
And they've really done a great job of adding modern amenities while still making it feel rustic and authentic old Florida. We had a horseback riding trail and an alligator in our backyard. We stayed in a Conestoga wagon,
Yep.
which looked like something out of the Old West from the outside, and inside was like a luxury hotel room. And got to do horseback riding, which I really enjoyed. I got to do shotgun skeet shooting, which
Wow.
proved that I will be no good in a zombie apocalypse. And attended my first rodeo in a long time. It's not personally crazy about the bull riding and the bronco riding. The animals did not look like they were having much fun with that, though they did manage to get their revenge on quite a few of the riders.
Oh boy.
So, but I was really impressed. The majority of the participants were female, and they were some of the most amazing skilled trick riders that I've ever seen. Like, I used to really enjoy the horse riding in the Ringling Brothers Circus back when there used to be animals in the circus, and just the skill of that was just fantastic. So I really enjoyed seeing that.
Did you see the Dixie Stampede when that was?
I do remember the Dixie Stampede, which was more of like a kind of a Western version of medieval times.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've seen a bunch of those dinner shows over the years. This rodeo was not like one of those dinner shows. This was a lot more raw and authentic. And it's the longest running weekly rodeo in the United States, it was not a theme park version of a rodeo, and that's kind of what I really enjoyed about it.
Audience included.
They do have they've got a water park there now, which they call River Country. It does not quite like the old River Country of Fort Wilderness, though they're doing an expansion and say they're going to add a lazy river, so that'll help. But we got rained out of that kind of stuff. This is a bad time of year to do anything outdoors in Florida in the afternoons. So we got some great, activities in the mornings, and got to watch the rain in the afternoons. But it was a really relaxing few days. It was the longest I've gone without touching a computer keyboard in probably
sounds blissful.
And since I had just finished up the unofficial guide to Disneyland 2027 being sent to the printer today. It was a really much needed weekend away.
Okay.
So thank you to Westgate for inviting me, and I'll have some more on that in the Orlando Weekly coming up really soon.
Nice. I love the breakfast service that they do.
Yes, they deliver breakfast to a barrel, a very heavy barrel, to avoid raccoons getting in there. And it was great waking up and finding a barrel full of breakfast. I would recommend, if you go there for a couple days, bring a cooler full of food, grill your own stuff, or prepare your own food. The smokehouse, we ate the smokehouse twice, and they have fantastic burnt ends. But there's only so much barbecue that a person can eat.
Right.
And if I had a piece of advice for them, it's that their other main restaurant is exceptionally unexceptional. And I would lean into the old Florida thing and serve gator, serve frog legs, serve bison, find some old Florida cracker recipes, and lean into that history instead of just basically having a TGI Fridays. So
that's fair.
But really enjoyed great hospitality, so really appreciated that. So all right, so we've got a lot to jump into here, so without any further ado, let's launch into the news in the queue. All right, this week we are starting out in Hong Kong Disneyland, where unfortunately I won't be making a trip out to that park this summer, but thanks to an article here by Stephen and Simon Venice, we can live vicariously, tapping into our inner child in the park-wide Pixar Summer Fest celebration that's featuring beloved characters from all your favorite Pixar movies in a variety of ways this summer at the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort. We've got some great pictures of it and a breakdown in their article on attractionsmagazine.com. Have you gotten a chance to visit Hong Kong
I have not. And one of the reasons I asked that duo to put this together is just because the pictures and the descriptions looked
Yeah.
phenomenal. And I did at least want the opportunity for myself and our readers to
Yeah,
at least live vicariously, because the
exactly.
offerings are pretty cool.
Yeah, they've got, we've had Pixar Fests happen at the domestic parks, but it does look
Mhm.
like they are going all out with this one. They've got the return of Friendtastic. That is a parade that debuted back in 2025 for the 20th anniversary. But they have brought it back with a emphasis on the Pixar characters. And they've also got a Pixar water play street party. And this looks great because I remember when I was in Hong Kong, I was not even there at a hot time of the year, and it gets hot, hot, hot there.
Mm.
So this is folks going down the parade route with super soakers would be very welcome this time of year for sure. But
Yeah.
the big thing is this Pixar Pals Spectacular in the Sky. The momentous fireworks happen nightly, and they've added these pop-up inflatables
Yeah.
that look amazing. This is a great picture that really shows off the spectacular castle that Hong Kong started off with this kind of copy of the original Disneyland castle that looked
Yep.
kind of stumpy next to the big mountain. And then
Yep.
they expanded in this gorgeous castle, and they use projection mapping and these big inflatables of characters from Pixar films, including Doug and Sadness, that are popping up over the Main Street buildings. It looks great.
It looks so cool.
There's other character experiences, including a draw and meet with Pixar characters at the Animation Academy. And it always makes me laugh when they do hand drawing of Pixar characters, because these characters never been hand drawn before. They should hand
That's
people
true.
iPads and teach them how to use Blender to model them. But it's fun. It's fine. I've done that myself at the animation at DCA.
Yeah.
And they've also got a Turning Red dance party featuring Human May Disney bounding as herself as Red Panda May, which is kind of like Disney bounding Inception. It's like a box within a box.
Yeah, it took me a minute to thank goodness for the picture. That helps.
And we've also got other live entertainment involving Miguel from Coco, an archery experience with Merida, other meet and greets, and of course, lots of exclusive food and merchandise tied to Toy Story 5, which is, of course, coming out, just came out this weekend on June 19th. So we've got a really great gallery of photos. Like Danny said, that was kind of the reason that this got posted, because most people aren't going to be able to see this in person, but you got to check out the art. Looks like a lot of fun. I know, at Disneyland, they did a Pixar Fest for a couple of years, and it doesn't seem like it's coming back. I know there's construction going on in DCA that prevents them from doing that parade, but kind of miss it a little. It was a nice little touch.
This gave me a little bit of Block Party Bash feels, which
I
miss at DCA. I got to see the original way back when, and then when it came to Hollywood Studios, I was so excited, and so this gave me a little bit of that too.
That was it, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown song?
Yes.
Yeah, still stuck in my brain all these years later. All right. Next up, we've got more Disney news, but this is Disney news that some folks are not going to be as happy about. Disney Springs is entering a new era, and you did a great article here that I'd love you to kind of break down about new things that are coming that are worth being excited about, but some changes and some things going away that I think folks are in some cases rightly, in some cases not so
Yeah.
rightly, maybe up in arms over. So let's start
Yeah.
with the positive. We finally have some new things coming, starting with level 99, which is what is finally reanimating the dead husk of the NBA experience, RIP. Are you heading out? There is a preview of this on
Yeah.
Thursday. Are you going to be there for this one?
I won't be.
Okay.
Mikey and Nat will be.
Oh, great. Well, I
But
will definitely hang out with them there.
good. Definitely look forward to checking it out at some point on my own. I'm looking forward to hopefully having a week at home of just kind of cranking through normal editor duties. But level 99 definitely seems like a good fit.
Yeah.
I was one of those that loved Disney Quest. I'm gonna have a hard time, letting go of that. Obviously, it's gone. And had hoped perhaps Disney could come up with something, but then again, it didn't work out for them. So why repeat the same thing? So contracting here with this other company to provide the largest level 99 location makes sense. I'm going to bend down and grab my microphone that just dropped.
Oh, go for it. And I will mention that I know there are other 99s, level 99 installations. I have not personally been to one. I was also a big fan of Disney Quest. I went there right up until the sad days at the end, just before it closed, when nothing seemed to be working. I do think it's interesting that Disney Quest was very forward thinking in terms of virtual reality and simulation and pushing video gaming forward. Level 99 takes a lot of technology, but it also is kind of it's not a VR thing. It's not a simulator. It's physical activities that people are doing together that just happens to be enhanced by technology. But it's really more of like an old-fashioned kind of play than a video gamey kind of play. So it would be really interesting to see how people respond to it, because they sure didn't respond to the NBA experience.
Right. And there's another experience in town that's kind of similar, called Activate. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out. It's at Point Orlando, and then there's another location more in the suburbs of Altamont Springs here locally. And we had a great time. So if this is anything along those lines, it is a huge family bonding experience. It's great for friends. So hopefully this kind of brings that same sort of, you are really enjoying time together in a way that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to checking it out, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it on an upcoming show. On the dining side, people go crazy for Gideon's. And are you a Gideon's? Have you tried Gideon's?
Yeah.
Are you a Gideon's fan?
I have been, with Gideon's since the East End Market original location days. It is, it's not something I want to eat every day, but every so often it is worth having that crazy indulgence. It's something we split, my husband and I, work on over the course of a day or two,
So yesterday we went to East End Market. Shout out to Gyukatsu Rose, the Wagyu place. Oh my God, one of the best.
So cool.
Such a good value. It's like a Michelin awarded place, and you can get some of the best Wagyu you'll ever have for a fraction of what you pay for it at Victoria and Albert's or something like that. But Gideon's, it always blows my mind that I can drive to East End Market, walk into Gideon's, and pick up a cookie and drive back home in less time than it would take to wait in the line for Gideon's at Disney Springs. The exact same cookie. Yeah, if you are looking at that line, just drive to East End Market. It'll still be, even if you have to sit on I-4 traffic, it'll still be quicker.
If you have the means.
And then here's the secret. I am one of the people who thinks that the toppings on Gideon's cookies are great, but the actual cookie dough is always underdone. I take it home and pop it in the toaster oven until it actually tastes like a cooked cookie.
It is definitely popular among like cookie dough fans.
Oh, yeah.
And my husband is, a cookie
Yes.
dough fiend. So I don't know if he'd want to change anything.
He'll
but
fight
I
me
get
over that. He'll fight me over that. Now, what they should do is put that in ice cream, make a Gideon's cookie dough ice cream. Sorry, Gideons, if you're listening to that, but they are opening a new concept this summer right next door called Six Ravens. And it is going to specialize in grab-and-go coffins, which are house-made yeast rolls stuffed with savory fillings inspired by medieval European pastry traditions. So I guess they're little pasties or sausage roll type things. I'm almost getting Wizarding World of Harry Potter vibes out of that.
Yeah. It's essentially a walkable, handwich. Pocket. And when I was working on this, I was like, oh, did they create the name coffins? But that is actually the name from
The
way back
traditional
when
name.
for that type of,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, they're also going to have smashed potatoes with dipping sauces, and Cyber Brewing and Ravenous Pig, some local favorites, are helping them develop some local beers. So that's pretty exciting. We don't know an exact date for that opening, but hopefully in the next month or two.
They did say summer, so yeah.
Summer can go all the way till September,
time,
but yeah, right. And this one I'm kind of excited for because I love kakigori. That little kakigori stand in the Japan Pavilion at Epcot's always been a favorite of mine. And now you're going to be able to get that Japanese shaved ice treat at Morimoto's. And you can get even topped with fresh pineapple or strawberry popping boba. It sounds really tasty.
Nice and refreshing.
Are you a popcorn person?
My husband definitely is. I indulge as well, but not to the level he does.
Whenever we go to the movies, my wife gets the popcorn. She tempts me to have one or two kernels, which promptly get stuck in my teeth, and they spend the rest of the movie trying to pick it out of my teeth. So I'm not a super popcorn fan, but if you are, and especially if you like those customized candy popcorns that they've had at the Main Street Confectionery for a while, you are now going to be able to find them in Goofy's Candy Company at Disney Springs. And they've got an exclusive orange citrus popcorn over there too. So if you're an Orange Bird fan, maybe give that a try.
I'm wondering if this is going to be Fruit Loopish, Twix, or that type of Fruity Pebbles type flavors. But I'm definitely want to check this out.
Yeah, I'm generally personally, if I'm gonna have popcorn, I usually like savory popcorns more than sweet popcorns. But if you're a fan of like caramel corns and kettle corns, the sugary ones, that's one to check out. All right, so we've gone through the positive. Now we got to talk about a few negatives. The first is that if you were a fan of the food trucks that used to be parked on the west side, the food trucks have left the building. They were open less and less frequently over the years.
Yeah.
It was more and more inconsistent. And I think that becomes a vicious cycle. If people don't know if something's going to be open, they don't even bother checking, and then it doesn't, get business. I just appreciated that they were local businesses. They had Four Rivers.
Yeah.
They had some other really good local places that I like to patronize, and it was nice showing people at Disney what Orlando's food scene had to offer. So
absolutely, yeah.
Ghirardelli is going away, but not for good. They're just going to be having a major renovation of their major home. So they're going to be temporarily relocating into the old Sprinkles Cupcake. Remember Sprinkles? Yeah. So it might be possible they'll have a limited menu or limited capacity for a little while until they get back into their former home. And now we have to get to the controversial news, which is if you have become used to the hack of parking for free at Disney Springs, hopping on a bus to a resort, and then going from a resort to a theme park in order to avoid paying for parking, looks like those days are ending. Because as of June 28th, we actually have a whole separate article on this. We have confirmed a rumor that had been going around for a while. As of June 28th, there is no longer complimentary service for the general public to go from Disney Springs to the resort hotels. Instead, you will have to show proof that you are a registered guest at that hotel or have a reserved dining or activity at a hotel. So I'm not sure how many people this really is going to impact. I know there are a lot of people very angry about it online. But I'm trying to figure out the circumstances under which you're really saving that much time, that
You're
much
not.
money that's worth your time if
Right.
you're on a vacation. If you're an annual pass holder, you can already park at the parks. If you are coming in out of town and you are staying off-site and you are trying to get to the theme parks, I don't see how this is a great hack in the first place.
Right. I think for many folks, besides the park access, there was just that kind of luxury of parking at Disney Springs for free, getting on a resort bus, and then, venturing out to the different resorts from there, or just exploring whatever resort you were at.
Yeah.
Obviously a very popular thing to do during Christmas time with the decorations, or Easter with the Easter egg displays. So I definitely see, it was funny. I felt kind of a disappointment with this news and thought, man, the thing we did last year with Christmas where we got to see the Christmas decorations, we're not going to be able to do that. And then I thought, wait a minute, you made a reservation at Wilderness Lodge. You ate dinner there. You were fine.
Right. So yeah, let's talk about the alternatives. So like I said, I don't think this has ever been a great hack for visiting the theme parks. But if you were used to using this for resort hopping, then your alternatives are make a reservation at any of the restaurants in any hotel, and you'll be able to park there, right? Or if you're an annual pass holder, if you're going to Wilderness Lodge, you park at the TTC, and you can get I don't know if there's a boat to Wilderness Lodge. You could
from the
take
Magic Kingdom itself. But.
Yeah, you could take a monorail to the Magic Kingdom and a boat from there. Any of the monorail resorts would be easy to access parking at the TTC. You can park at Hollywood Studios or Epcot and take advantage of the Skyliner to visit any of those resorts. And once you are at a park, you can take a bus to a resort from a theme park without any problem. It's just you can't take it from Disney Springs.
Yeah, and I think the timing of it being the day before Level 99 opens is perhaps a little telling, whether that's they're expecting a lot more off-property guests coming to Disney Springs to experience Level 99, or if it's just a matter of, hey, we've already got this change to our operations coming, so let's kind of fold this into it.
Yeah, because those parking garages at Disney Springs are absolutely massive, and there have been occasions when they get totally filled up, and I'm sure those people aren't all at Disney Springs. They're using Disney Springs as free parking. So I think that's also part of what this is, to make sure that they're more efficiently allocating that free parking. I believe that contractually that parking has to be free, because the easy way to control this is just start charging for parking at Disney Springs, just like Universal charges for parking at City Walk. But I don't think that they're even allowed to do that with their agreements with their tenants.
Yeah, because that's if I were a business that had leased space there, that would be a huge bummer.
Yeah, exactly. So just to recap, this goes into effect on June 28th. If you are staying on site, just make sure you got your Magic Band, or you've got your phone with the app to show that you are staying at the hotel, or be able to pull up a dining reservation. I think this is definitely coming in just in time for the summer season, when they're expecting some peak crowds because they did this during spring break this year, and that was definitely a test to see, all right, does this work, and can we do this all the time? So
Right. Absolutely.
all right. And next up, for our final bit of news in the queue, we've got confirmation recently that Epic Universe is upgrading their night-ending fountain show with fireworks. It's going to debut on July 7th, and between you and me, I would not be surprised if they do some tests on the 4th of July.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you that one.
I don't think they want to announce it as opening for the 4th of July because they don't want to get slammed. But yeah, they've been doing a lot of testing. We've got some great video that we've linked to at this article on attractionsmagazine.com. But this new show is going to transform Celestial Park with choreographed fountains, millions of LED lights, and finally a fireworks finale being launched from behind the Helios Grand Hotel and also behind two of the lands of the parks. They did fireworks from these locations during the grand opening from temporary launch sites, and they were absolutely stunning. Some of the most immersive fireworks I've ever gotten to experience in person. And now that they have a permanent launch site, I'm expecting big things. So we've got some great footage. Did you get a chance to see the previous version of the fountain show?
I've been to Epic Universe 3 times. All 3 times were with my young son, and
you
so
had to get out of there
not
long before
lasting
closing.
for.
But
I did book a reservation at Bar Helios on one of the evenings, so we can at least see it from there.
That's awesome.
And I love any excuse to go to Bar Helios anyway.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just remember, you got to hit that $75 limit to get your
which is not hard to do.
Which is very easy. Yeah, one drink and one appetizer, and you're right there. Yes. So the current version of the show does not use fireworks, but I think there's going to be some overlap thematically because both the current show and the new one, which we have seen video of it testing, kind of go through paying tributes to all the lands: How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, Dark Universe, which I love the Dark Universe section, very spooky.
Oh yeah.
And also, of course, Super Nintendo, which is super colorful. A big difference, though, I've noticed between the testing footage of the new version and the old version is that they've added some audio clips, some dialogue. Previously was just orchestral music, and now it's got a little bit more storytelling, a little bit more character. So I really like that. They've also done improvements not too long ago to the fountain itself. So it's now got 600 synchronized light fixtures with more than 350 larger than life fountains. And throughout the whole Celestial Park, there's 7 million lights, and they all work in sync. And when you're up in Bar Helios, you really get that look and see how things ripple. It's amazing how you'll see a lighting effect start up towards you and ripple all the way to the far gate of the park. It's really gorgeous. Now, don't expect this to be a Disney-style fireworks show with fireworks from the front to the end. The vast majority of the fireworks are going to be at the end. But you know what? I think that the finale, when people see this, if it's anything like the testing we've seen, the finale is really going to knock people's socks off. They're not sparing no expense with that big final burst. So this is going to be happening probably at 9 p.m. They have not officially announced it, but that's when the park is closing, and this is probably going to be a thing to flush people out of the park at the end of the day. You are going to either need, like you said, a reservation over at the hotel or a ticket to the park to see this. For now, we reported previously on the open hub concept, which me and Matt got to test out. I don't believe they've tested it again since. I haven't heard of another round of testing.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to actually get into the park in order to see this. But
And I think
I'm excited.
I think we're all kind of in the theory that, you know, anytime there would be an open hub situation, there would not be a Celestial Goodnight, chances are.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
would.
it'd be on slower days where
Right.
just like
It would.
Cinesational's not, you know, during certain times. So that might be the case here. And I do love that the name is Celestial Goodnight, you know, kind of yes, this is to cap off your day and kiss you goodnight.
Yes. And I always love the kiss goodnight that Disney would do on the castle at the end of the night if you stay past closing. So yeah, very excited to check this out. And I'm sure as soon as it debuts, we will be among the first with video of it. All right, that is going to bring us to the end of this week's News in the Queue. Before Danny takes over for our main attraction, it is time for us to hear a word from our sponsor.
Remember the first time you believed in magic? Now imagine giving that feeling to the people you love most. MEI-Travel is an authorized Disney vacation planner and trusted earmarked agency with over 20 years of experience turning vacations into unforgettable experiences. And their planning services are completely free. Visit MEI-Travel.com to start planning the vacation your family will talk about forever. Some magic is worth believing in all over again.
It's time for the main attraction.
Right. And you guessed it, for this week's main attraction, we are heading out to Texas, where Universal has just opened the anticipated Universal Kids Resort to a lot of discussion on the interwebs. And we were lucky enough to have Danny, our editor, go there in person to tell us what it's like, not just for a theme park fan, but for its target audience, for the kids that this was made for. So, you've got both a first look article here with photos that you got to take from your hotel room, as well as a detailed breakdown with ratings of everything that's in the park. And I kind of want to walk you through it, but I want you to kind of start about telling us a little about you and your family, and what your kids' previous theme park experiences have been like.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm born and raised in Orlando. So my son has grown up here. We have annual passes to Walt Disney World. He has annual passes with my husband to Universal Orlando. We've been to Epic Universe. We've also been to Peppa Pig theme park in Florida multiple times, including the media preview way back when. We've been to Legoland, Florida, multiple times again. So he's very experienced. Yes, it's not like this was his first time in an amusement park, and therefore it's just going to. He's
almost a professional, you know.
Right. Absolutely. Now, with that said, he and I are both very sensitive people. I am a terrible flyer. I have to drive the car. And I don't think he's as bad as I am to that extent, but he is also neurodivergent, as am I. And so some of the experiences at Universal Kids Resort were a little overwhelming for him. And so we did not go on every single attraction. And that's kind of good news, because the rides are getting a lot of attention because they are very basic outdoor rides. But there are also shows and indoor experiences that we, at the latter half of the day, when I realized the ride situation wasn't going to work out for us, we pivoted and we ended up having a fantastic time taking advantage of those shows and characters and play areas.
Yeah,
You know,
you meant you mentioned the rides and the attractions, and I think one of the knocks that people are saying is there's not enough to do. And I'm looking at the number, 13 numbered attractions in the park. By my count, that's more than Animal Kingdom has. That's more than Epic Universe has. Um, so I don't know if it's necessarily the quantity that people should be hyping on or harping on. But let's talk about the
yeah.
attractions that you were able to experience. I know he did have one who was his favorite, that it seems to have become the internet's biggest
Oh, it's
punching
the
bag.
punching bag.
And I will say that this is not a ride that YouTubes very well.
That is correct. Yeah.
This is Shrek and Fiona's Happily Ogre After, which is the closest thing to a dark ride in the park, except it's a
Right.
light ride. It's outdoors.
Yeah.
And tell me about what your experience was with it.
So this was the ride he and I were actually both looking forward to just from the get-go, because we are flat ride people. And one of the reasons I appreciate that it's outdoors is that it is so rare for Universal properties to have this sort of outdoor flat ride that is essentially a dark ride without a building around it. And I want to
Right.
defend that for a minute, because
hmm
dark rides are fantastic, but from a kid's perspective, you can't see what you're walking into. And so you have to trust that what's
hmm
going to happen inside this dark building is going to be okay. And when you're an 8-year-old or under, that's not always something your brain can process. So
hmm
with this, you can see the entire ride, from the queue, from around the perimeter. And so he knew this is going to be safe. Nothing unexpected is going to happen to me. I'm on board. Plus the steering wheel that you're seeing in the video here, is just a dummy steering wheel. It doesn't actually work,
Wondering
but
if it was
he
Utopia,
loves that.
a little bit of movement left and right on the rail, or not at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And
I,
the scenery,
mhm.
again, it's not really YouTubing tremendously. It is flat, but there are
Mhm.
some moving dimensions to it. And
Mhm.
if you've seen the Shrek Golden Book that came out a while ago, it is essentially those pages come to life. And when you look at it
Gotcha.
from that perspective, now it really, becomes that much more attractive. Every single scene does have a moving element. Like right now, Fiona is moving
Mhm.
her heel up. There's not a single static scene at all.
Mhm.
Uh,
That's interesting. I'm glad to know that, because I was wondering, I was hoping they would like go something tribute to the original, because Shrek started out as a book, and I was
mm,
hoping they'd do an art style that was kind of paying tribute to that. But knowing that it's based on a little golden book makes a little more sense to me. I'm a big fan of this genre of ride. I love Choo
mm.
Choo's Heimlich's Choo Choo Train at
Yeah, yeah.
DCA. I love the was it Grandpa Dinosaur
Oh,
at Peppa
yeah.
Pig Land.
Mm-hmm.
And Legoland had the Jeep Safari
Yep,
ride, even the
exactly.
Tinkerbell ride in Tokyo Disney Sea. So I love this genre of ride. But I think maybe when the swamp grows in a little, it'll
Yes,
be
and
a
that
little
was the
more appealing.
biggest disappointment. The
Yeah.
concept art had me so excited, thinking we were going to be essentially traveling through a swamp, which is
hmm
hard to pull off in plain grasslands of
In
Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
But a little bit more full-grown trees and full-grown plants, as more expensive as they may have been, would have done a lot for this.
And before we talk about the other attractions, I think that is a common thread, not just for this ride, but for the
Mhm.
park in general. Celestial Park got a lot of heat for its trees not being fully grown in, but that's like an old growth forest compared to a lot of the
Yes.
landscape. It honestly, a lot of it looks like they went down to Home Depot and got like little starter shrubs
Yep,
that
yep, yeah.
this will look
No,
great in 5 to 10 years.
yeah, yeah.
But and for me, That was a bit of a disappointment
It
because
is.
we've gotten so used to Universal's concept art matching the final execution like perfectly.
Yeah,
And this is a case where if you look at the concept art for this park, all the hardscape, all the the concrete was built as is, but there's so much more green on the concept art
for
where right
sure.
now is brown mulch. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a big difference.
Now,
So
not to
so
excuse it,
yeah, yeah.
but there is discussion happening that the city of Frisco required a lot more hardwood
Mm,
trees, so crepe myrtles, magnolia trees, things that have a sturdy trunk to them on the perimeter for sound and visual barrier. And so
uh-huh.
I imagine Universal's budget just got
I had to
blown,
go to that.
in that regard. But, I don't know,
Interesting.
just a little bit extra inside would have really
Yeah.
done this park a lot of favors.
Well, until those trees they do have grow in, you're going to need to get out of the heat. And it sounds like the King Troll X Techno Dance Party, which is a Trolls themed dance party, would be the perfect place to get rid of the heat as soon as the AC is working.
Yes. So unfortunately, that whole corner of the park, there's kind of three buildings that back up to each other.
Uh-huh.
And all three of those buildings were not having functional AC. So they had those little
Oof.
portable units that were doing everything they possibly could. But, my kid did not care. The kids that
That
were
says
part of that
something
show
about
just, yeah.
that says something about the show that kids are willing to risk heat exhaustion to dance along, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So this was a great one that we're about to talk about here.
and then the one thing that I wish they had more of in Epic Universe, I think every theme park could use
Mhm.
more of, is creative, imaginative playgrounds that kids
Yeah.
can just free form, get off, burn off some energy. Parent can sit on a bench and loosely supervise them. Like Camp Jurassic is one of my favorite places in any theme park. It doesn't look like any of these are quite up to that
Right.
level, but
And
they look like maybe a little better than the DreamWorks land.
yes, they are. The Shrek component in DreamWorks
Mhm.
Land is definitely the best. Um,
Yes.
play area. So the whole point of the play areas and the splash areas here at Universal Kids Resort is that there's not like one destination.
Hmm.
Each land has at least one, so
Yeah.
that as you're moving around the land, you can take a movement break. Whether you are neurodivergent or neurotypical, humans need that movement. You need that break a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's produced here. It is not themed to the level of Camp Jurassic because
Okay.
that's it's a Camry type
Hmm.
park as opposed to a Lexus,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and one of my challenges with Camp Jurassic, as gorgeous as it is, you can lose a child in 2 seconds flat in
Mm.
that play area.
Oh, that is very
I've
true.
Believe me, I've been there. I would refuse to take my son into that area if I was in the park on my own and didn't have, another parent with me
Oh, you might not find them for
to help
weeks.
keep an out. Exactly. Whereas each of these play areas, they are fenced in.
Hmm.
There's only one way in, one way out. There's not a ton of, even on the Jurassic World climbing observation tower play
Hmm.
area, there's not really a way to lose your child. And that brought my stress level down tremendously. And I will take that over immersive theming in this type of product than to have gorgeous details and then be stressed out that I might lose track of my kid.
That's a really, really good point. And as along with the playgrounds, the splash pads. I understand that your son wasn't quite as into the splash pads.
Yeah, so there's essentially three, and the
Uh-huh.
the largest is Pineapple Paradise at
Yeah.
SpongeBob's Bikini Bottom, naturally.
Hmm.
The iconic, pineapple was definitely the weenie
Yeah.
of
You got to
that
get a
whole
picture
corner
in
of the
there.
park. Yep. And so we did take some time to splash in there. The Shrek's Swamp Smash and Splash is
Hmm.
much smaller, and its big feature is a dump bucket, which he
Uh-huh.
hates. He has hated dump buckets.
I'm not a huge fan of them either.
So
I'm with you, kid.
that whole startling, thing is just not digging it. And it wasn't functioning during part of our visit.
Okay.
So they were working on it. That's kind of part of a preview, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly is the teeny tiny little splash area at the Minions Bellow Bay Club, and it overlooks the Bellow Bay cruise. There's essentially 3 splash elements, which it worked out because he didn't end up wanting to go on Bellow Bay cruise. And after me going on it myself, I can see why. Because I'm in no hurry to do it again, and I love those type of circular raft rides. But it was a great alternative to take him to, and at least do that.
Well, let's jump right ahead to that one. We can backtrack after. Bellow Bay Cruise is probably the biggest and most non off the shelf ride. It's a river raft ride that winds through the whole kind of center of the park. And it's themed to the Minions. Obviously that landscaping's got some growing in to do, because a lot of it just kind of looks like a big concrete trench. But I noticed when I saw it, the boats are very small compared to Popeyes or Kali River Rapids or something like that. And the smaller the boat, the more it's going to spin. And I guess that proved true for you, huh?
Yes. So more than half of the rides in this park have a spinning element to them for the vast majority of the ride experience. These rafts do seat 9 people. And there are elements within the ride path that will cause your raft to be spun. It's not just a natural thing that happens in the water. There are triggers, essentially. And the whole thing starts off with a pretty cool element that if I weren't so motion sensitive, I would have loved. It's a whirlpool. And so you are going in a whirlpool while also spinning. And then as you make your second lap around the whirlpool, it's just a 3-second drop. But after you've been double spinning, essentially, it is quite the experience.
Yeah, it seems like they might have made that a little too extreme for their target audience.
Well, again, I recognize that myself and my son are overly sensitive by some standards. The family that I happened to be on the raft with, the girl was younger than my son is, and she was ready to do it again. As we waited at the exit, as I was trying to convince my son that it was going to be okay for him to go on it, we watched countless families and kids of all ages. There was no one having oh my gosh, I can't believe my parents just made me do that moment.
Well, that's good. No meltdown tantrums. That's good.
Yes.
Let's back up a little. So most of the other rides in the park, there's 2 junior coasters, which look about on the level of the Troller coaster at Universal, right?
Right. Yes. I would say the Cretaceous coaster is a little bit more than that, but not by a lot.
Okay. And then, like you said, a whole bunch of spinning rides, some that go up in the air and spin, some that stay low and spin, but pretty much they all move around in a circle.
Correct. I will say the Mr. DNA's double helix spin was truly unique. It is an 11-minute ride because
that's insane. I've never heard of a ride that long.
Because you have the individual loading and unloading of each capsule.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got
sort of like a Ferris wheel where you've got to load everyone. Gotcha.
Yep. So there's 2 arms of 3 capsules. And so as one is loading, the other arm is at the top of the attraction just doing a standard Ferris wheel spin. Then once that second arm gets loaded, they both not only spin like a Ferris wheel, but then they are spinning around like a maypole around each other.
Wow.
That's where the double helix comes in. Then if you are insane, you can spin your capsule like a teacup. So you would essentially get 3 spinning sensations.
That's a lot of
and the YouTube that we have of my son and I on this attraction hopefully is entertaining because it is starting to spin without us wanting to. So I'm talking him through that. There is a child who is hating her parents for putting her on there, who unfortunately is having a crying fit. But the views are great. It's just you have 2 moments of that double helix situation. So half the ride is this double helix, and the other half you are at the top doing kind of the Ferris wheel while the other capsules are unloading.
This almost sounds like this park's equivalent of the Pixar Pal Around at DCA, where people get on the swinging side and they're like, "Oh my God, what did I get myself into?" Because you're up there forever, and that swinging sensation really kills people. All right.
It's not to that extreme, but yes.
Well, let's jump into something that I really love, which is the live entertainment. And the show that I was most excited to hear about is the Puss in Boots puppet show. I love puppets. I love Puss in Boots. But I hear you had some mixed feelings about this show.
Well, so the performance is spectacular. The puppets are gorgeous. The performers are fantastic. I, again, am perhaps overly sensitive. I overthink what our children are seeing. And so this show incorporates where you have a villain, of course, and the villain doesn't like cats. And the reason the villain doesn't like cats is he's allergic to cats. So that's one area where I'm oversensitive, is you can't choose your allergies. It's not the cat's fault. It's also not the human's fault. And my son happens to be allergic to cats. And so I was kind of like, is he internalizing any of this in any way? But then the characters lie to the villain, which again, it's a villain. But the whole audience gets in on the lying too. And so I am, of course, being a little oversensitive, but having hey, it's okay to lie in this situation was just, I again was overthinking, like, what message is my son going to take away from that? And so we just had a little chat on how it was all part of the fun. It's made to be entertaining and that sort of thing. So yeah, all in all, it's a great show. It's just, if you're like me and you happen to overthink some things, then that might be happening to you as well.
I'm glad you were able to make it into a teachable moment.
I am not a cool mom. I am the mom who makes everything a teachable moment. So,
for the record, I don't think Puss in Boots himself was ever supposed to be a role model. I think he started out as an anti-hero, and I don't think we should model our life choices after him.
But
anyway,
great job.
Yes, and is this one indoors or outdoors?
It's a kind of an amphitheater. It's like a half shell, sort of.
Gotcha.
Much smaller. It's the smallest venue, which seems funny considering it's got the greatest production value with puppets and such. The largest venue for a show is the Trolls Fest amphitheater, with what cannot be described as a fever dream with Dixie Dawn. If you're not familiar with Dixie Dawn, what a character. She's half horse, half troll. She sings Shania Twain on the stage. It's unreal. I can't wait for that video of that to get posted.
Do they also have the troll that farts glitter?
He is in it. That effect didn't. I don't know if that's supposed to be part of it.
That didn't translate. That was when those videos started going viral from Universal. I was just like, what multiverse am I living in now? What happened to this timeline? So yes, the Trolltastic concert countdown show, that is definitely on your must-see list for sheer WTF factor, if nothing else.
And you can bring food and drink into both shows, so it's a great place to rest. There are food venues right there, so it's a perfect break spot.
So did you get to take advantage of any of the services they offer? I know that they're trying to become a certified autism center.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they use the same IBCESS, the disability service that they use at the other parks. Did you take a chance of any of those kind of facilities?
We checked out the quiet rooms and the family care rooms. So I do think that those are sufficient. And they are placed. One is at the very back of the park. One's at the very front. So that's helpful.
Convenient.
And Yeah, and there are quiet, small little gardens off to the side that we didn't see on our first day, but we got to cut back in real quick in between the storms on departure day, and got to see some of those. And again, the landscaping looks skimpy, but once that grows in, those will be nice little. They almost, unfortunately, look like smoke break parks if you're familiar with that.
I saw the pictures, and at first I couldn't tell if it was a smoking section or a pet relief area.
Right.
So yeah,
the best one in the park is that Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So I think those are nice, helpful spots.
Yeah, no, it's great they have a quiet corners, and I was really happy when they added family restrooms all through Epic, and seemed that they've sort of copied that for this park as well.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the bottom line for the target audience, which obviously you and your family are right there in that target audience.
And speaking of target audience, he's about to be a guest star on this podcast.
Oh, okay. Hello.
So.
He can come and give us his.
Done.
He can tell us. So, what did you think of the Universal Texas Resort? Would you go back again?
Can you tell Mr. Seth, would you go back to Universal Kids Resort in Texas?
I would.
He says he
You
would.
would?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing?
Your favorite thing?
My favorite thing?
Mm-hmm.
Let me think.
When we were there, you said it was the Shrek and Fiona's Happily Ogre Ever After.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Is
did
that
you like
still
the
kind of-
hotel? Did you like staying at the hotel?
Yeah, hotel. Good.
Yeah. You enjoyed sleeping on the top bunk.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Fun.
And the pool has underwater speakers, so that was nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess it's his opinion that matters the most, right? Yeah, because this is not made for 40-something theme park addicts who count their coaster credits. That's not who this is for.
Yep.
But not trying to compare it against a Disneyland or a Universal. When you put it up against, say, a Peppa Pig or a Legoland, how do you feel that Universal made a brand deposit or a brand withdrawal? Is something that's going to inspire people who go see it to want to go to another bigger Universal resort, or is they're going to be like, oh, I thought Universal was better than this?
That is an excellent way of putting it. So we do actually have an article where I compared directly Peppa Pig theme park and Universal Kids Resort that I got finished yesterday. And essentially the way that I look at it is Universal Kids Resort is sandwiched between Peppa Pig theme park and Legoland. So it does not have quite the theming and the amount of attractions that most Legoland properties have. It has more than Peppa Pig does. And essentially you could look at it as a sequence. Like Peppa Pig theme park could be your child's very first introduction to the world of theme parks and amusement parks. Next step would be Universal Kids Resort and perhaps Legoland. Yeah. And then you would head into kind of the bigger experiences. As to if it would inspire someone to be, let's say, a Universal brand devotee, I would say if your child has a good experience with the rides, then you'll know, okay, yes, we are ready for that next level of Universal rides that tend to be more physical, more thrilling, more exciting. And if that isn't a fit, in a way, I feel like it might be telling as we might be more of a Disney family. Because that's kind of what it did for us, is that right now we are still kind of a Disney family that, those crazy exciting rides that Universal is a keystone on isn't the right fit for us right now.
Yep. But who knows? A few more years down the road and things might change.
Yep. Exactly.
I think that's a really fair and balanced look at it. I know it's gotten a lot of just sheer hate online. So it's really good to hear from an expert like your son.
He just called you an expert. What do you think?
I
Well,
don't
you've been
know.
to a lot of theme parks, right? You've been
a lot of
to
theme
lots and
parks,
lots of theme
yeah.
parks. So yeah. So
So,
that
I
makes you
guess
an
so.
expert.
right?
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And I think it's time before we go to take a quick look back at some of the comments that you folks left us. And let's see what we've got here. And Magic City Mayhem, Mikey dropped in to say our YouTube video of it is doing well. Actually, because I mentioned that the Shrek ride didn't YouTube well, and I didn't mean that it won't get lots of hits. It will get lots and lots of views. I'm just saying it maybe did not look that visually
Translate.
appealing. Did not translate. Stephen Chang is checking in to say, I'm sorry. Cameron is checking in to say they love Despicable Me, Sing, Mario Galaxy, Minecraft movie, and lots of other things. Well, I think if you're a SpongeBob and Squidward fan, you'll definitely find them over there at the Kids Resort.
Yeah.
And Mikey telling us that the Trolltastic concert video will be up on Attractions YouTube, so check that out when it goes up live later today. Before we finish up, we want to thank our sponsors, MEI and MEI-Travel, and be sure to purchase your copy of our Epic Universe magazine at our website. Also remind everyone to give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to us, and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and to search Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media accounts. Danny, how can folks get in touch with you on the interwebs?
At by Danny Meyering, so that's BYDANIMEYERING.
And I am at S. Kuberski or at The Unofficial Guides. And you can pre-order copies of my 2027 guidebooks right now at theunofficialguides.com. And until next time, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. We will see you again soon. Bye.